Hello and welcome to Penguin TV. It is recorded by George Ephelis, aka Whiffy Penguin, and you can follow me on Twitter at Whiffy Penguin. Penguin TV is hosted by PureMTGO.com and sponsored by MTGOTraders.com. Get an 8% discount off all orders over $50 when paying with PayPal or credit card. And you can check out KeepYourGames.com and get an extra 20% off when trading paper for digital. Enjoy the videos. Hey everybody, here we are for round 2 with, who is our opponent? Mirkaj. So, I believe Mirkaj is on the play, and we've got an interesting hand. We end up keeping it, even though we can't interact with an early Oath of Druids. And let's see what happens. Our game plan here is to go land, go, leaving up Spell Pierce. And if we ever draw a second land, then we're going to play out one of our mana dorks. So he plays land, go, and because I didn't draw the land, I decided that I was going to go for Noble Hierarch. I couldn't play Noble Hierarch on turn 2 if I missed land again. So I took a risk here. He brainstorms in response, and then on turn 2 jams down an Oath. And there's no way that I can do anything. I wait to see if I draw a Nature's Claim, and I do not. So, bad beats for the whiff. Going to our sideboard, we, this time, sideboard the Trigon Predator and the Nature's Claim for 2 Birds of Paradise. And then we go on to game 2. We're on the play here. And we like this hand. We have Spell Pierce for turn 1. We have Noble Hierarch for turn 2. And this is where I realized that Swords to Plowshares is garbage versus Shoth. Because there's no targets for it except for my own guys, and I don't want to be plowing my own guys. So turn 1 is Fetch Land Go. Or, I'm sorry, Tropical Island Go. I guess I was worried he might be playing Stifles. He plays Island Go. And on my turn 2, I play out the Noble Hierarch. This allows me to play Spell Pierce and also drop a turn 3 Trigon. So I go for Spell Pierce, and he Force of Wills with Spell Snare. And I should be dead, but I get super lucky. Boom, draw Qasali Pridemage. Attack for 2 with the double Exalted, and then I blow up his Oath of Druids, fetching out, I believe, Underground Sea. So the game plan next turn is to play Trigon. But, of course, something else happens, and I draw Dark Confidant. And I attack him for 1 with my Exalted Duder. Every damage counts, because Channel is a win condition for him right now. I flip a Noble Hierarch and draw a second. And then I tap out for Trigon Predator. I'm pretty sure that he can't channel me, but he easily could show and tell me right now. I don't have anything going on, and I guess I gotta make him think that I have a Force of Will. And here we have Liliana of the Veil. So sexy. I even said as much to him in the chat log. Nice, and that is pretty sexy. So she munches on one of my Noble Hierarchs. But I take the turn back and I attack him and the kill Liliana. But what an interesting card for like the mirror or just against fish decks, pretty nifty. So I play out a Meddling Mage naming Show and Tell, which should lock this game up. He duresses me and gets my plow. And then I flip a Misty and another plow. Hooray. But I attack him down to 2. He's got no play, and he makes me attack him for the win. Going on to game 3, I'm not sure if this is where I wised up and started siding out Swords to Plowshares, or if I still had the Birds of Paradises sideboarded out. But I'm on the draw, and that's scary versus Oath of Druids when you're playing with creatures. So let's see what our opening hand looks like. We don't have Force of Will. This is our 6th game in a row without drawing Force of Will, I believe. We do have Stifle and Double Spell Pierce, though, so let's see how it shapes up. Turn 1 Island, go. Seems alright. We draw a Mental Misstep, which is huge, and we throw it at this Mystical Tutor right here. He throws a Misstep back, and then we Spell Pierce his Mystical Tutor. I guess we could have Spell Pierced whatever Mystical Tutor had gone for, but I didn't want for the card the Mystical Tutor was going for to be like Force of Will, to force through a turn 2 Show and Tell. So I figured denying him the card he wanted was better. And I had 2 Spell Pierces. He could always tap out for an Oath right here, though. He goes for Demonic Tutor, and that was a card I could have Spell Pierced. But I do have the Pierce in reserve now. So I Pierce his Oath, which I'm sure he got with Demonic Tutor. And then he Imperial Seals for what I would have to think is Oath again. I fetch out a Tropical. Play out my Strand, and draw a pretty good card in Nature's Claim. So he goes for Oath, and I try and Nature's Claim it. He has a Force of Will pitching a Mystical. And this is perfect. He's on empty, and we have Trigon and Stifle. So our plan here is to play the 4th land, play the Trigon, Stifle the trigger, and he won't be able to counterspell it, and then we will attack and kill his Oath with our Trigon. Go and fetch out a land. Make a Trigon. And then Stifle his Oath trigger. Here we attack, and we rule out the channel. Our real concern here is Show and Tell now. We don't have any gas in reserve. And we leave the Flooded Strand in our hand just to be like, hey, you know what? Yeah, we might have a counterspell in our hand. Don't go for it. He plays land go, and now I attack him down to 3, drawing another fetch land. And now it's like, yeah, don't do it. I've got a counterspell. Look at my Force of Will that I'm signaling at you. So here it gets interesting. He plays a Show and Tell. Now, I'm at 15. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 permanents. So when he plays a Show and Tell, my thought is, great. Now I can't attack him until I draw another creature. But if he attacks me, I sacrifice 6 lands and block with my Trigon Predator, then attack for 4 with my Solid Pride Mage. That's the idea, anyway. But he plays the Show and Tell. I put my Flooded Strand into play, and he puts it out the Druids. And I'm guessing that it was a desperation play to try and get me to concede to Show and Tell, which, you know, could work. But I attack him down for the win, and we go on to round 3.